Hi guys, and welcome to my channel for the love of music. This is the second episode. As you can see, I'm back in my room, but I have a bit more stuff. I have carpet, I have a bed, and I have a wardrobe. I still have as you can see, there's some boxes in the corner over there which I need to unpack. So it's still an ongoing process, but I'm really glad to be back home, back in my room, and just living my life. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about comparisons. So one of the main things that I guess everybody deals with is comparing themselves to somebody else. I'm going to start off with my example. When I was younger, I used to really compare myself to Rihanna, and I used to really hate Rihanna, and that is such an unfair thing to say. It wasn't her fault, but I was young, and that's kind of how I felt at the time, mainly because I was still in school. I was at secondary school, and she was on TV, and she was pretty much months apart. We're the same age, so I was like, why is she on TV? Why is she making music and I'm not? What is wrong with me? Why am I not discovered? How is this happening? And I mean, Pond the Replay was so hot at that point, but I actually hated her. I would do everything in my power to sort of, when discussions came up, to discuss her in a bad light. I mean, it's really sad, but that's the way it was. And you know, we're young and we all do this. And I feel like in this industry, sometimes we do compare ourselves to people in terms of where they are, what stage they are in their lives. And that can be very crippling. And I've learned to try not to compare myself so much to people. So one thing that I've come across a lot is people always ask in terms of music. So who would you say your music is like? Who would you say what artist would you say you're like? And I'm just like, that's a very tough question to kind of answer, because mainly I feel like artists you're asking me about in the industry, they're doing what they're doing, and everybody, the point of music and art and anything creative is to try and put your own spin on things, is to try and come up with something that's more authentic. And I feel like when people ask you that, you almost feel like you want to make music that sounds like that or look like that, because that's what's successful. And that doesn't really make any sense, because I find that when I'm making music that is trying to sound like what's in the charts or what's an artist that I like sounds like, it doesn't really come across really well. I feel like people respond a lot better to my original stuff because it's something different that they haven't heard. It's something that sounds, I guess it comes from the heart, so it just sounds better, and I feel more confident when I perform it, because I feel like this is me, this feels comfortable. I found that in terms of looks as well, I used to stress about the way I looked a lot. I wanted to be as skinny as possible and, you know, look a certain way. And I found that with age, that's not gonna happen. Everybody's built differently. I'm a very booby girl. That's not, Beyonce's not like that, Rihanna's not like that. And I feel like you look at those images and you think, oh God, that's what I have to do to be successful, or that's what I need to look like to be taken seriously. And that doesn't really make much sense, because at the end of the day, everybody's an individual. And I feel like those artists that we look at, they have stylists that have figured out how best to dress their body, how best to cut their hair or style their hair so that it looks the best for them. And I feel like when you get to that point for yourself, you will have your own stylists, your own hairdressers, your own makeup artists that are going to do things that make you look your best. So there's no point trying to copy those people, because it's not going to work. We do get stuck where we think that we have to be a certain age to be successful, or we need to be young and hip and fresh to come out. Like, you can't come out when you're slightly older. And I found that that's not the case at all, because even if you're 16 and you're coming out, or you're 21, or you're 35, or you're 40, if you're bringing something out that people enjoy, that people want to watch, that people are interested in, then it's going to work. I feel like people like Ed Sheeran, they are the perfect example of not fitting into that mold of what you think a pop star should be like, or what you think an artist should be like, because he just came with his ginger hair, with his guitar, no backing band, no extra, and he sold out Wembley Arena how many times over, and he's now going to be headlining Glastonbury, and it just proves to you that you don't have to fit in a specific mode, you don't have to be a specific size, you don't have to make music that you think that people want to hear. You make music that's authentic to you and sounds good to you, and if it sounds good to you, definitely you're going to find people that accept that, I want to listen to that, I want something different. I feel like looks as well, please don't bother about it, and don't bother about age when you come out. JP Cooper is someone I absolutely love, and I remember going to like poetry nights and he'll be there and he'll be performing, and it was absolutely amazing. And all of us at the event, we would absolutely love him, and I feel like his grind was really hard, and now he's on the radio now. But he has a family, he's not 20, he's not 25. You see what I'm saying? So he's been grinding for a while, but he's made it and he's there. And I feel like that's what we need to remember, that it's all about you and your own journey, and you need to go on your own path. You don't need to copy anybody else. You don't need to compare yourself to anybody else. You can be inspired by other people. I mean, we need to be inspired. I love when I watch a Beyonce concert. I feel like, yes, I need to be on stage. I need to be doing that. But I really don't think that we are similar artists in any way. I feel like she's grown as well. She's kind of gone through different stages in her career, and she's kind of found herself and found what's comfortable for her, and that works. But when you watch people like that, they inspire you. And that's the point. And I feel like India Arie said it best in her song Video. She says, I'm not the average girl from your video. I ain't built like a supermodel, but I learned to love myself unconditionally because I am a queen. And I feel like that is literally it. I am not the average girl. I'm not gonna look like the average girl. I'm not a model, but I just love myself. And if I love myself, people will love me too. So that's what I plan to do. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something from it. There is no one formula for anything. There's no one formula for success. Take your own path. Please don't compare yourself to anybody out there, because comparisons will just slow you down and it's just unnecessary. So learn to love yourself, learn to do what you do best, and just take it from there. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. I don't know what topic is going to be yet, but we're going to talk about music as usual. Love you guys, and hopefully I see you soon.